Alright, we got our ingredients ready. Now if you want to see me cutting future meat, cut to me cutting. Wow, very cool. Anyways, back to these ingredients. We got the mushrooms, the barley, the garlic, the parsley, concassade tomatoes, diced, celery, diced, carrots, diced, onions, diced, peas, frozen. Oh. You know what time it is. Time! Bay leaf. I broke it. And the meat, which I still have to break apart, but it's already cooked enough that I can just pull it apart with forks. PogChamp. Now we wait for the stove to heat up so that I can spray oil in it and then hopefully not burn myself.
Now if you can already tell, I changed up the theme a bit because I didn't want to be so much like binging with Babish, but you know, I'm a kid, so.
Meat's done. Alright, now let's move to the stove. Alright, in the stove, first we gotta cook our mushrooms. But first we oil. But first I heat the stove up, which is already heated. So now it's oil time, baby. Ah! That's a lot of oil. Next, we put the mushrooms in. I'm scared if it's gonna pop. I'm just gonna I got the mushrooms, but I did lose some of them, so just rip.
So after that incident of dropping the mushrooms and nearly burning myself, I start putting in the onions, celery, and carrots, sauteing them, making sure that they brown a bit before I put the soup and barley in. As I wait here, I just stir around them a little bit, making sure to turn them over and not burn the sides too much, although they did end up getting a little bit burnt. I put some salt in to add some extra flavoring and to, I guess, emulsify some of the cooking process. Still turning them over, waiting a bit. It's a pretty lengthy process. I start putting some of the other ingredients in, like the bay leaf and thyme and garlic. Now with the garlic that I made, I put salt into it to make it more of a jelly or jam sort of consistency, so then it just goes with the whole thing and you don't get giant chunks of garlic when you bite into the food. After that, I get my barley prepared with some more thyme and start mixing that in, roasting them, making sure to get the stock ready. Now with this one, I decided to use some of the stock and fat that I used when I cooked the meat beforehand, because I didn't want to waste any of it. I just used some of that and then filled up the rest with chicken stock that I had left over. And most of it, since it's a big pot, I just used all of it, and I do eat a lot, so it shouldn't be that much comparatively to my stomach. Now we wait. I put the lid on top and we wait for it to cook. Of course, waiting for it to boil. Now back on the couch for the time where I just sit around and do nothing. Just watching movie trailers of just random movies, looking at my phone every couple of seconds, because I am bored waiting for my soup to boil, or simmer I guess, since I don't want it to completely boil and ruin the vegetables. Just browsing through. I mostly want to watch some like gang movies and stuff like that, sort of like a heist as well. Sort of that sort of genre. But after that, I head back to the stove. Now with that out of the way, I bring the heat down to a simmer so then I could put the meat in without burning it all, since it's already pre-cooked. So I get the meat in, wait for it to boil, or simmer, I should say, put the mushrooms and frozen peas, put the parsley, mix it up, and after a good couple of mixings and letting it sit for a little bit, making sure to get all the bay leaves out so then you don't have to bite through them.
That looks pretty good. We'll let this simmer for a bit, but I'll cut back to when I finally plate this thing, so see you then. And finished. Did it. We made some soup. Looks pretty good, I'd say. But as per usual, I gotta try this thing before I poison my family, so let's try this. Yep. It's pretty good. I think I did well. I think I did pretty good. Here. You try. Oh, you're gonna drip some on yourself. Let me get that. Let me get that. Oh, that was a good bite, wasn't it? All right, move that back a little bit more again. And we did it. We made soup. I'll probably put a little bit more salt in this before actually giving it to my family, but other than that, I think this came out pretty well. It looks great too. So I think this lesson has been good. Now, as always, I don't know, I'll probably keep making these videos. So that's it for Cooking for Culinary, week 6. Alright, and I'll see you later.